Hello, today we're going to learn about for loops in Python. Loops are an essential part of programming because they allow us to repeat actions multiple times without writing the same code over and over again. Python provides two types of loops, the for loop and the while loop. The for loop is used when we know in advance how many times we want to repeat an action. It is especially useful when working with sequences like lists, strings, and ranges of numbers. Now let's see how we can write a basic for loop in Python. The general structure of a for loop looks like this. For a variable in a target sequence, perform an action. Let's start with a simple example. Suppose we have a list of numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If we want to print each number one by one, we can use a for loop. We write, for a variable in the list, print the variable. Each time the loop runs, the variable takes on the next value in the list, and it is printed. Now let's try using a for loop with a list of words. Suppose we have a list of car brands. We can print each brand using a loop, just like we did with numbers. For a variable in the list of car brands, print the variable. Each brand will be printed one after another. So, for loops are great when working with lists. But what if we want to repeat an action a certain number of times without using a list? That's where the range function comes in. The range function generates a sequence of numbers. It takes three arguments, the start value, the end value, and the step size. For example, writing range 2, 5 means the sequence starts at 2 and stops before 5, so it includes 2, 3, and 4, but not 5. If we write range 5, it starts at 0 by default and includes 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now let's try printing a word multiple times. Suppose we want to print the word car 5 times. We can use a for loop with range 5. For each number in the range from 0 to 4, print car. Even though we don't actually use the number, the loop runs 5 times, and the word car is printed 5 times. Now let's do something a bit more useful. Let's calculate the sum of numbers from 1 to 10. We first create a variable total and set it to 0. Then we loop through numbers from 1 to 10, adding each number to total. After the loop ends, we print total, and we get 55, which is the sum of all numbers from 1 to 10. Another common use of for loops is working with strings. A string is actually a sequence of characters, so we can use a for loop to process each character one by one. For example, let's print each letter in the word Korea separately. For each character in the string Korea, print the character. The output will be Korea, each printed on a new line. Now let's try something different. Let's print the square and cube of numbers from 2 to 4. For each number in the range from 2 to 5, print the square and cube of the number. At the end, print that's it. For 2, we get 4 and 8. For 3, we get 9 and 27. For 4, we get 16 and 64. And then the message, that's it, is printed. Next, let's practice using range with different step sizes. Let's print numbers starting from 10, decreasing by 3 each time until we reach 0. For each number in the range from 10 to 0, decreasing by 3, print the number. The output will be 10, 7, 4, and 1. Now let's do the opposite. Let's increase numbers by 3, starting from 10 and going up to 20. For each number in the range from 10 to 20, increasing by 3, print the number. The output will be 10, 13, 16, and 19. Now let's try another interesting example. Let's take a list of car brands and print I love, followed by each brand. For each brand in the list of car brands, print I love, followed by the brand. For example, if our list contains Kia, Jaguar, and BMW, the output will be I love Kia, I love Jaguar, and I love BMW. Next, let's print all the items in a list, and when the list ends, print that's it. For each item in the list, print the item. After the loop, print that's it. If our list contains 0, 1, and 5, the output will be 0, 1, 5. That's it. Finally, let's print numbers starting from 20 and counting down to 0, decreasing by 2 each time. For each number in the range from 20 to 0, decreasing by 2, print the number. The output will be 20, 18, 16, 14, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. So, today we learned about for loops in Python. We used for loops with lists, strings, and the range function. We also saw how to use step sizes to count up or down. That's it for today's lesson on for loops in Python. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next lesson.